Another 2-week break has passed in a flash, and F1 returns this weekend to the Circuit de Barcelona-Cataluyna in northeastern Spain. This 4.675 kilometer circuit, located about 30 minutes north of Barcelona, is not exactly a fan favourite. Unfortunately, despite being a classic on the F1 calendar at this stage, Barcelona has never really thrown up many legendary races naturally anyway, usually requiring some extreme circumstances to put on an exciting race, like the Mercedes taking each other out on lap 1 in 2016, or Pirelli's impossible to understand tyres and a penalty for Lewis Hamilton, allowing Pastor Maldonado to win a race in 2012. Yeah, remember that? That's a thing that happened. All that aside though, Barcelona is actually a very important track for Formula 1, as it's the primary location, other than Bahrain these days, for pre-season testing every year. As such, the teams all have endless data on the track. They know it very, very well, with the circuit's layout being a perfect mix of high speed and low corners, high traction exits, quick direction changes, and heavy braking zones, meaning teams can pretty accurately test all the aspects of their cars on this track. Which means the actual Spanish Grand Prix weekend is typically the first time we see any major car upgrades, and sometimes even entirely new chassis come for teams at this race. The layout has been changed multiple times over the years also. Take this change that you're seeing on screen now of turn 10 in this game, F1 2021. The official layout is still the super tight and honestly rubbish left-hander, but ahead of last year's race and again for this year, the wider, faster layout version of turn 10 was reinstated and will continue to be used for the foreseeable future. Rumours also have been circulating lately that the fiddly and just awful final sector that literally nobody in the world of Formula 1 enjoys will finally be changed back to the one we do enjoy, the super fast double right-hander final corner from the days of the screaming V10s and V12s. Fingers crossed that that actually does happen. For now though, let's take a lap on the traditional circuit layout. For this lap, you want to get a good exit as possible from the crappy chicane of the final sector, power down early, open DRS, and blast down the main straight, making any opportunities to overtake if you can during the race. Brake just before the 50-metre board into turn 1. Flick left through 2, pulling as far left as possible to open up the long turn 3, which, if you position the car right, should be flat out even in race spec. Pull left a little bit again to open up turn 4 up the hill. 5 is a tough braking zone to find, but you can run the car wide on exit to hold a higher speed. 6 doesn't exist. 7 and 8 are super tricky. You want to avoid the curbs as much as possible. 9 is just about flat out in quali trim, and DRS opens again just out of it for the run to turn 10. As mentioned, 10 is faster and wider in real life than in the game, so you'll actually brake much later than this and hold a higher speed through 11. 12 is a seemingly endless right-hander at slow speeds before the tricky final few corners. 13 is easy enough, but the curbs at 14 and 15 mean you have to place the car exactly right to hold your speed and get a nice straight exit flat out of 16, pop up in DRS again, and across the line. And there you have it. That is a lap of the Circuit de Barcelona-Cataluyna in Spain. It's not classic by any means in terms of just the quality of the layout, but there's good hope that these new ground effect cars should actually make quite a big difference in terms of following, particularly through the final sector, and making overtakes down to turn 1 a little bit easier, so let's hope that is the case this weekend. But tell us though, who is your money on? Will Mercedes introduce a Spec B chassis and return to the top? Will Carlos Sainz finally win a Grand Prix in front of his adoring home crowd? Or will he be disappointed by his teammate looking to bounce back after Miami? Let us know your predictions in the comment section down below. As always, don't forget to check out Everything F1 at JoinEF1 on all socials, and subscribe to the Everything F1 podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Links to everything are linked down below. I've been Sean, thanks as always for watching, and enjoy the Spanish Grand Prix.